Hello, I'm Dr. Andrew Allen from Midwestern State University. That was the first TMEA All-State Saxophone Etude for the 2018-2019 school year. There's a lot there. There are a lot of notes, and they're fast. So, let me offer you one big piece of advice from the very beginning. Have a strategy for how you're going to practice this. Number one, use your metronome. If you're not using a metronome, you're just wasting time. You must use a metronome. You must use subdivisions on your metronome to make sure everything's accurate. Number two, practice only in very small chunks. If you practice big chunks, you're not going to retain things, you're going to make note mistakes, and you're not going to learn as quickly and as efficiently as you should if you learn it at all. Number three, go very, very slow on your metronome. You may even want to consider in some parts of this piece putting the beat on the 8th note at a very low tempo, maybe even the 40s, even if your beat is the 8th note, and only push it up when you're very, very comfortable, when there's no tension at all, and you're only going to build up by 3 clicks or 6 clicks at a time. And you're going to go very slow and gradually build these chunks together. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful on this. You need to take your time. You've got plenty of time. If you're starting to work on this in July or August, you have plenty of time. Go slow. You will not regret it. A few other things to think about on this piece. Number one, these articulations look very extreme. You have an agongic accent with a staccato. Now, those could be very forceful, but I don't think they are. I think especially when contrasted with this nice slurred 3-note pattern that we often see after that articulation, I think it's just a contrast. I don't think we need to go to the extreme side. I think we need to keep it musical. We need to keep it relatively light. We just need to give a little bit of accentuation and a little bit of separation to that note. Don't go on the heavy side. When you're practicing, I would advise using a mirror in this piece. There are many times where we're doing the leaping, especially in bars 10 and bar 12, where we're going all over the horn. And if we have any excess of finger motion at all, it's going to slow you down and probably keep you from being able to play this etude. I won't lie, bar 10 is very hard, and it will be for most of you. But practice very slow in front of a mirror. Watch out for any little flashes from your fingers. You want to keep your fingers as close to the keys as you can, give you the best chance of success. Same thing goes with your thumb. Make sure your thumb is staying very close to the octave key throughout. Don't let the upper notes pop out through the course of this piece. Especially when you hit something like bar 18, there may be a tendency of letting those, the B, the C, and the D pop out of the texture. We don't want that. We want all of our sound to sound very much like the rest of our sound. Instead of something like where it doesn't sound good. You may want to take a look at another video of mine, Improving Saxophone Sound, that is also on my YouTube page. A little itty-bitty piece of advice would be there. When you get to those upper notes, think more oh. Don't move anything in the front of your embouchure, just think oh. When you hit those notes, it'll help give them a little more meat, bring them down pitch-wise, and really help you out. But again, look at my video for that one. Throughout this etude, we have very, very long phrases with a lot of activity. Number one, don't pulse your articulations with your airstream. That's only going to wear you out. Articulations aren't going to sound great. You're going to run out of air way before you want to if you do that. Keep your airstream constant, put a lot of energy behind it, and make sure that when you take a breath, you take a nice big breath. My favorite kind of breath is I just drop the lower jaw off the mouthpiece, off the reed. And especially if I've reached the end of a very, very long phrase, my body's naturally going to want to take in a lot of air. Just make sure that you take in a lot of air. Try not to make a lot of sound when you do it. If you're making a lot of sound when you breathe, then that's just muscles being constricted in your throat, actually keeping you from breathing as much as you could. When you have a chance to take a break in this piece, do, especially in bar 16. Wait at least a full 4 counts. I'd probably wait 5 or 6. It's going to let you relax a little bit and give you the energy that you need to drive forward. And it's also going to provide a little bit of tension in the room. Nice little musical factor there. There aren't a lot of dynamics in this piece. You start out fortissimo, and then at the end you have a little contrast to forte, and then 2 little movements down to the octave A's, but make the most out of what you have. Even though this is full of technique, make it musical. One little piece of advice for an alternate fingering. I do not use side C in this. I just do the flip for almost the entire thing. But one little alternate fingering I do use is in the second bar. In the first beat, when you go from C, C, D, C, I don't do a normal D there. Instead, I keep my middle finger on the C key, and with my first finger, I just hit the middle palm key, not the first one, but the second one, the middle one. And that makes for a great alternate D. You don't have to put all your fingers down at once. I hope those little pieces of advice, little pieces of help, aid you as you go forward in learning this etude. If you have any questions, any comments, please email me at andrew.allen@mwsu.edu or get a hold of me through my website, allensax.com. I look forward to speaking with you and hopefully working with some of you. And as always, good luck.